Hello guys, what's up? I'm Brian here doing another video for you guys, and this time we are taking a look at Titan's Returns Titan Master Loudmouth, also known as Siren. Now Siren originally was not something like this. He was an actual full-size character, not just the headmaster himself. But with the Titan Master lineup, they took some of the original characters and decided, you know what, we're going to change some of them into just little vehicles for the time being, I guess. And, you know, nothing's to say that we won't have the original version of the characters. I mean, we got a Titan Master Brawn, and then quickly we got the Legends class version of Brawn. So we could still get our Generation 1 Siren or Loudmouth in the Generations lineup. But as far as right now, we just have this little Titan Master lineup. What do I think of it? I don't think it's that bad. I get where some people are complaining about it because it's not the actual full-size character, but I kind of like the idea. You get a little headmaster for a good price. You know, if you're on a budget, you can get pretty much a headmaster, you know, either way, so that's pretty good. But nonetheless, I'm not that big of a fan of this lineup. Really, I think the main thing is it's going to be kind of forgettable. I'm just going to forget these altogether. I'm just not going to care about the whole lineup in general. But let's take a look at the headmaster himself. So here is Loudmouth, and Loudmouth is actually kind of cool. You know, it's the basic headmaster in gray and red. He's got red sunglasses, which is pretty cool. The detail is, you know, it's there. He looks like he's got little guns on his arms, so that's pretty cool. And you can transform him into the head mode, just flip up the legs, and there he is. And that really does look like Siren from the Generation 1 toy, so I really like that. The metallic blue on the side is very cool. And what I also like is the headmaster head itself does kind of look like this with the sunglasses, so that's cool, I guess. Just a little headmaster, but unfortunately, I kind of thought that this guy would be would fit some of the other Titan Master or Titan Return figures like the Deluxes and Voyagers more so because of its gray color scheme that can actually fit with some other Transformers. Turns out, I don't know why, but it feels really off when I put this guy on any of my characters for Hardhead, Scourge, and Sentinel Prime. Now, those are the current Transformers I have. So maybe he'll look better on like maybe that Breakaway that's coming out soon. But as far as right now, I can't find another character that actually works good with this mold-wise. Like the coloring, okay, whatever. But mold-wise, I can't find a single one. So there's that. But still a cool-looking headmaster. I actually really do like this, and I think the head mold is pretty cool. Now for the vehicle itself, I think that this is pretty alright. You know, it's got the Autobot logo on the front there. I think that it kind of looks like something from Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, you know, the cars and whatnot, the hover cars. So, in a sense, I kind of like that. I know some people don't like Attack of the Clones, but whatever. I kind of like the cars and whatnot. I thought that scene was pretty cool. You get a little seat, which has no floor, so I guess it's kind of like the Flintstones mobile, so there's that. You do get a couple of pegs in the back there, and then you get these little notches that actually fit around the legs. Now you have to bring up the arms to actually get this guy in, but push the legs in and around those two little tabs right there, and just set the figure down, and he will be able to ride his vehicle, which is very good. Now, taking that little guy off, we'll transform it into, it's kind of like a tank mode. Now, first what you want to do is pop these out and around like that, and then flip this up. And there you have kind of a tank mode, and I kind of don't like this. I will be honest, the alt mode for this is not that great. Now, you can transform this guy and plug him onto the top here. And he will actually form a couple of extra cannons on the top there. You know, that's kind of cool, I guess. But other than that, there's not really much going for this. The turret can move up and down. It kind of looks like it's got this kind of shovel section, so there's that. It's got a couple of missiles on the side. Just overall, I'm not that big of a fan of this. I thought this was going to be okay, but I don't know, I just don't like it. So, I'm going to zoom out from here, and, oh, I just knocked over my Hardhead figure, and we are going to plug this onto Hardhead because it's also got a gun mode. Now, what you want to do is it's got a little peg on the back here, you flip that around, and then you flip out the little side pieces. Now, I'm going to take off the headmaster for this so that we can attach it to Hardhead, and bring up the camera, And we're going to detach Faros from this guy and just leave him off to the side. You can also combine this onto the vehicle itself. And we're going to attach this little guy onto it. And I don't know, there's just, mold-wise, there's something off. Like, I'm not looking at the color so much, but the mold just, it doesn't fit it for some reason. It kind of does, but it kind of doesn't. I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Anyways, the weapon can attach to his hand, and for some reason, Hardhead seems to have troubles with the peg. I don't know if the peg's a little too thick, or maybe it's his hands, but it's just really difficult to get this in. It's not impossible, but I'm struggling with that. Yeah, these can pop off quite often, and also this front section likes to pop off. Which is okay when you detach the headmaster and it just pops off. Actually makes things easier to take off the headmaster, so there's that. But there's the weapon, and it kind of droops with the arm, but Hardhead's elbow actually kind of locks into place, so you can get that going for it. And as far as the gun mode, it kind of just, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I get what they're going for, but at the same time, it just doesn't look that good to me. I'm not sure. I mean, if you guys like this, that's fine. Personally, I think the best mode is just that hover car mode, and that's pretty much it. I don't transform it into this mode that often. I just leave it into the vehicle mode, and my tablet started to make noise for some reason. Anyways, do I highly recommend this? I guess I kind of do. You know, I think that as a start off to the Titan Masters, I don't think this is a bad one. I'd like to thank Ultra Maximus for sending out this toy. If you guys want to go check out his YouTube channel, there's a link down in the description below. I thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and all those fun dudes. And I'll see you guys next time. Fist bump. Hello guys, what's up? I'm Brian here doing another video for you guys, and this time I am reviewing Transformers Generations Hardhead. Now, this is not a Canadian reviewer episode, but I'm just doing a simple review for you guys because I'm kind of busy with Canadian reviewer. So I figured as of the time right now, I might as well just do a simple review for this guy. Anyways, let's take a look at the bio card quickly for you guys. There it is. Very nice. I like that. And then there's his little bio stuff, in case you guys want to know about that. And there we go. So anyways, here is Hardhead in his alt mode, and I gotta say, as an introduction to the lineup, like, this is my first Headmaster toy, and I will be calling these Headmasters, not Titan Masters, because that's a personal thing. But that's pretty much what they are anyways. But as an introduction to the lineup, I love this. I really, really love this. I don't know if it's because it's refreshing to see Generations kind of change things up from Combiner Wars. I mean, I didn't hate Combiner Wars, but I gotta admit, like, most of the toys were kind of the same. And I'm not talking about, like, the helicopter repaints were all the same. No, I'm talking about, like, every Deluxe was the same thing. But, I gotta say, this is very cool. And very fun, too. And I think that really goes with the Headmaster, and because it is something different. So I'm kind of playing around with something that I really didn't know about, and it's new territory and something like that. It's really cool. And I really didn't know what to expect. With the Combiner Wars, I kind of knew what I was going in, but with this is something totally different, and I love it. I really do. Now, let's take a look at Faros first. I love the fact that he's got painted eyes, painted blue eyes. Take a look at that if the camera will focus. Look at that, and the yellow. Just so cool. I love this thing. I love the molding to it. I love the fact that the arms actually click into place. Like, they actually have movement, but they actually snap into place. That's really cool. Very simple to transform, but I really do like it. And I love the articulation too, especially with the head actually being able to move. Now, that's mostly due to the fact that they wanted head articulation with the actual toy itself, with Hardhead, but that's still cool and awesome, and I love that. And what's also cool is, due to the transformation, you can just plug in Faros on the front there, and that's kind of cute. Now, there's other places where you can put this guy in. You can open this up. And oddly enough, there's a couple of pegs where you can try and plug this guy into, but he won't plug in forward. He'll plug in backwards because of the little tab right here. So I really don't get that. But you can seat him right there. You can also put this guy on. There's a couple of pins right there and right there. So that's pretty cool. Or you can open up the canopy itself. Let me move this out of the way. And he's got that little tab. It will actually go into a little section inside there. He will actually sit down, and you can close that up, which is fantastic. I love the fact that there's a little guy driving this. It's just so much fun, and it makes it feel kind of alive in a sense. I really do like that. Now, with the turret, you can move this up, you can rotate it and do whatever. You could also take this gun off. It's mainly just to kind of store everything together. It's not that big of a deal, but that can just easily be moved to the side. But the problem that I have with Hardhead is there's a couple of joints that are just a little too loose. Now, it's not so bothersome. The only thing that really bugs me is the feet, because they kind of fold down like that. But there's a point to where, like, it will just kind of collapse. Now, what's good about this is there's certain points to where everything can kind of rest, and it's not that big of a deal. He does roll. It's not the best with the rolling action, but he does have this giant wheel here that can actually pop off. Don't know why. They should have used a pin, but whatever, it doesn't really matter. But I really like it. Don't really get why it has transparent orange wheels, but maybe it's because they wanted to use more of this plastic. I really do like the paint applications. It's very simple, but it gets the job done, and I really do like that. Now, you can take this gun off and just have it like this. You could also replace the gun with this, or whatever you want to plug on, or whatever. I don't know. Anyways, so here's Hardhead, complete without anything, no weapons, and no little guy. It looks really cool. I like it. I really do. I think it's well armored and everything just looks nice. But let's go ahead and go to the transformation. Now, the transform Hardhead, it's actually very simple. The instructions, or not the instructions, the packaging says it's 12 steps. I wouldn't be surprised if there's less. However, it's fun. It really is. And it does actually remind me of Generations Warpath. Now, what you're supposed to do is flip out the feet. And I like to bring these down and out of the way. I also like to bring that up and out of the way. Separate the legs from here, which holds the backpack. And lift this section forward like so. Bring down the legs, and this is something that I don't like too. They don't really plug in too well. They're very loose. Not like the Combiner Wars figures where they actually snap into place, and it was really well done. This is just kind of like that, so I'm not a fan of that. Flip up the waist to cover that section up because he needs covering. Pull out the arms and rotate that down, and then the backpack itself will rotate down, and this little tab will go into here, and it actually holds everything in place pretty well. Bring down the arms, and the arms will extend out, and you can rotate the fist out. Do the same thing to the other side. And there you have Hardhead in his robot mode. And as you can see, he is missing a little something, a little head. Well, you can attach the weapons. I'm going to attach the weapons first. But what you can do with this is all the Titan Returns Deluxes seem to have this kind of weapon system where they have like maybe 2 weapons that can combine. And you could put the, sorry for the blurry camera, and you could put the Headmaster in, and you can get something to hold that. It's the 5mm port system, so you can do whatever you want with that. You can make Hardhead hold that, or something like that. You can attach it to the city transformer. Sorry for the blurry camera, don't know why it's doing that. But just a very simple gimmick. It's not huge, but I like it because it's something that you can kind of play with. Now, when you attach this, this piece is on a slider, and you just want to move it to the side so that gets out of the way of the head, and you could plug that on the top there. You could also plug this on here or replace it with the green gun, or you can give that to his hand, which I like to do. And last but not least, you got the little head. Fold that up, and that will plug in to the top here. It's a little tricky, but you can do it. And there is Hardhead complete. And I love this thing. I really do. Some of the joints are a little loose, but thankfully, it's not that big of a deal. The cannon, the joints on the cannon can be a little bit loose, but the cannon rests so nicely that it's not that big of a deal. And even when it does that, like, that's not a bad look. The head's a little loose, but it's not gonna, like, topple around. Like, if you do this, of course, things are gonna move, but if you just have it like that and want to get them into pose, it's not gonna do anything. And when I was concerned about the feet, they actually click into place, so that's very cool. I love the detail, too. Like, he's got some places where it could use a little bit more paint, but it's not bad. And I do like the paint applications. Good articulation, too. Like, really good articulation. I love the posability on this guy. Yes, his little green gun is kind of basic, but it's not that big of a deal. I like the gun. I like the turret, too. He didn't really need the little gun, but I'm okay with it. And I really like the headmaster on him. It just looks so good, and it completes the figure entirely. I gotta say, this is the best introduction to Titans Returns I can think of. At least for a Wave 1 Deluxe figure out of the 4 that came out, which is Skullcruncher, Blur, Scourge, and this guy. This is the best one to get, in my personal opinion. I think that he's fantastic. He's a lot of fun. Also, you can plug the headmaster back here. The transformation doesn't affect this, so you can just put him in the back. You could also have a headmaster in here, so that's pretty cool. And you can still plug headmasters on these guys, so it's just a lot of fun. I love this. And it feels like an actual toy, because there's so much play value out of this. And you're going to have so much fun. Like, so many people are already bitching about Titan Returns. You know what? You need to get off your ass and get this guy, because he is fantastic. Once again, the best introduction from the Wave 1 Deluxes I can think of is Hardhead. Now, I don't have any of the other figures, but I can already tell that this is the best, for me at least. Hardhead was always my favorite out of the 4. Even though I've never gotten Hardhead or the other 4, this guy was always my favorite. Like, I was always interested in this guy. And I'm so happy that this guy is such a good figure. I love it. I really do. And I highly recommend it to anyone looking for some Titan Returns figures. Anyways, that's pretty much it. I thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and all this fun. Do that, so I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Hello guys, what's up? I'm Brian here, doing another video for you guys, and this time we are taking a look at Titans Returns Scourge. Now, do I like this figure or not? Or do I? Or not? We'll have to find out. As for the alt mode, I will say I really do like the shape of it. It looks like the Generation 1 figure. It's definitely different than the Generations version, but that's a good thing. You know, I don't mind. I mean, the Generations version does look cool. I would love to get that. But as far as this is concerned, I really like the style of this. I mean, just look at the design overall. It looks really cool. Now, I wasn't sure how I feel about these little bits hanging off. I mean, they're just kind of there. But I will say this, smart move giving it canon so that at least it incorporates something into this mode. Now, you can see a lot of the robot mode kibble, but I don't necessarily mind it. I mean, at least it covers it up from the side, so you got that. Anyways, you got a little turret on the front here that you can remove. It just goes into that little hole right there. And you get a nice, clean alt mode. You can also remove this gun, but this gun is actually closer to the original Scourge figure. Speaking of this section right here, you can also pop that up. And you get a little Titan Master figure. And this is a guy that I forgot the name of. What's his name? Damn it, should have searched it up. I got my computer here. I can try and find it. But here he is. He's blue and light blue, and I really like the style of it. And I accidentally turned off my computer as I'm trying to research the name. That was fantastic. Anyways, he's got a lot of blue. So if you like blue, there's that. But he's also got that light blue on his leg, which is pretty cool. He's also got silver and red, which is very nice. And if we were to transform him quickly, I mean, you can definitely see the continuous shape of Scourge's head, where it kind of looks like a pill. But you also got this little top section that actually pops up. Of course, the hands, you know, they're there. They kind of get in the way of the shape. But, you know, it's a headmaster. I don't necessarily mind. And some people don't like the fact that some of these are headmasters. I actually don't mind. I actually like the fact that we got, like, a people for the Transformers series. Like an actual civilization that we can build up. So that's actually pretty cool. I like that. Just overall, you know, I think he's pretty cool. He's simple. You know, he doesn't change much from the other headmasters, but I think he's pretty cool. Anyways, I'm still trying to find the name of this guy. I can't find it anywhere. Okay, Scourge himself, again, has a very nice shape. He's got these little silver bits on the side, which is pretty cool. I will say that. I'm trying to do this with one hand. It's not working. I gotta find the name. Ah! Okay. And he has a nice Decepticon logo on the top there, which is very cool, and I found the name, and it is Fracus. It is Fracus. Okay, so that's the little guy. His name is Fracus. Okay, got it. Anyways, we can finally transform this guy, because I have nothing else to say about it, except for that he's actually got red in here, so that's pretty cool. You can't really see it, but he's actually got red, so that's nice. And I also like how the shoulders kind of form boosters on the back. Anyways, to start the transformation, you're going to take that off, and you're going to open these little side sections and bring them out to the side. Take the arms and flip them down, and take the legs, split them apart, and bring them down like so. Rotate it at the waist and push the waist up. And you gotta make sure that the headmaster is out from this section, otherwise this will not go into place. Anyways, rotate the legs forward and bring the feet or the heels back, and then the feet forward. Bring the heel forward the heel back and the feet forward, which, by the way, I feel like they're going to do something else with this figure and remove these sections because they're on the pop-off joint, and I can definitely see legs from this section, or from this side too, so not sure exactly what they're going to do with that, but that's a thing. Anyways, this will all rotate like so, and by the way, it does have that hole, so you can attach it to the clear stand, so that's pretty good. And that will tab into place. And then bring out the fist like so, and there you have Scourge in his robot mode. Oh yeah, and bring these sections like so if you want, and you can do whatever you want with these. I just like to leave it like so. And there's Scourge in his robot mode, and just for a quick thing, we will show off the little Titan Master on the little gun, like so. And there we go, it tabs into place like that. I'm not going to plug it into the actual figure itself, but there you go. Now, before we attach all the stuff, I'm going to attach Loudmouth to Scourge, and the peg for this guy is really tough to get in, and it's not the Scourge figure, it's the Loudmouth. Something's off with that the peg, but there you go. I think that's all right. You know, I think that's the best looking head that or body that Loudmouth actually fits with the headmasters that I got so far. Anyways, the little gun can plug onto there, and then the big gun can plug onto there, and then Fracus, who I remember the name now, can plug onto the top there, and now he's a bobblehead. Yeah, his head likes to shake around. What I'd recommend doing is, and I saw this on the interwebs, but I can't really remember exactly where I found it, someone put like 2 pieces of cardboard and painted them blue and put them on the side sections. Now, they fell out because they were too thin for my taste, but you can do that, and that will tighten them up. Just be careful. because if you tighten that up too much, then he's not going to really plug into place, so you gotta watch out for that. But besides that, I really like the design of this. He's got quite a lot of blue, I will say that, but that's pretty cool. You know, it makes him kind of different from his alt mode, so that's actually something that I like when Transformers actually do. They transform a figure from one color scheme, and then the next mode it's got a totally different one, so that's pretty cool. At least for the main colors. What I also like is the silver paint applications with the black over that. That's not a sticker, ladies and gentlemen, that's actual paint. I'm actually surprised by that. You also get the Decepticon logo here, and the only bit with yellow paint right there. I don't know why they decided, hey, we're just gonna paint that little section yellow and nothing else, but whatever. I mean, I'm fine with it. Articulation is kind of basic. You can also move the wrist around if you want. Now, the wrists usually stay like this, but I like to angle them out like that. I mean, it just looks a little more natural to me. So you can do that, but pretty good articulation. You can't really get that much of a knee bend, but that's alright. You can also move the feet and the heels if you like, so that's pretty cool. And you can also move the head around if you want. You know, I think this guy is pretty cool. You know, there's not really much more to say about this mold. I like the wings too. Should have brought out my Cyclonus. Actually, I got him in the background here. Alright. Just as a comparison, here is Cyclonus, and I think these two actually look pretty good. I think that Scourge should have been a Voyager class toy, but I don't mind the fact that he said Deluxe. But, I don't know, they have a consistent look going for them, and I actually do like that. It just seems to me that the modern generations figures have a consistency with them that I actually like. I don't know exactly what that is, and I don't know if anyone else kind of feels the same with that, but, you know, whatever. Anyways, Scourge, do I like the figure? I really do. The only problem that I have with it, again, is the head bobbling side to side. They need to tighten that up. Other than that, I actually really do like this mold, and I definitely highly recommend it. Now, I don't know if it's better than the Generations version, like the original Generations version of the toy, but I gotta say, I really do like this. Anyways, that is pretty much it. I thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and all this fun dudettes. I'll see you guys next time. Fist bump. Hello guys, what's up? I'm Brian here, doing another video for you guys, and this time we are taking a look at Titans Returns Donald Trump, aka Sentinel Prime. And I call it Donald Trump because look how orange it is. Yes, that is a joke. I want to let you guys know that it is a joke and I hit the camera. Anyways, we're taking a look at Sentinel Prime, and as you can see, he transforms into a very bright train that looks like it will run on the rainbow tracks. I don't know what the rainbow tracks are, but it sounds colorful. Anyways, so it's orange and red, as you can see, just a whole mess of that. You get some little bits of detail, like the silver wheels, which is kind of weird because he's got silver wheels over here that's not painted. And you get the gray sections on the side here, so there's that. But it kind of seems more like a war train because you got the turrets up here, then you got the canopy with the giant cannons on the side here. That's actually kind of cool. I like that. I actually like this midsection more than I thought I would. I just thought that this would look too... I don't know how to describe it, like an obstruction or something. I'm not sure. But it just looked too large for me. And now that I actually have the toy, it's actually fine. I will say what I really like about this toy is how long it is. It actually feels like a train. Like, some Transformers toys, when they transform into trains, they're only like part of it. This feels like almost like a full train, so that's pretty cool. With the comparison of a Headmaster, I just have this little guy right there. Look at how long that is. That is actually pretty good. I actually really do like that. You get this canopy section to where you can actually tab in. Well, that actually doesn't tab in, but you can actually put the Headmaster in, and this is Infinitus, which is still bright orange, but at least he has that gray. I believe he's got red paint on his face, but it's so hard to see. Yeah, I believe that's red paint. There's the face, or head, or whatever, and I dropped it. There we go. Okay, so there's the face, and it looks pretty good. I actually like the detail and the molding and whatnot. I think that's actually pretty awesome. Some people would have preferred a non-faceplate version, but honestly, I'm okay with this. So, there's Infinitus. Alright, I think we're done with the train mode. There's not really much more to say about it, except for the fact that it doesn't really move, so it's just going to be straight. But, yeah, and you can plug the guns on the side, so there you go. Oh yeah, there is one more thing. I wish these had, like, the pegs for the Titan Masters, or whatever they're called, the little Headmaster guys, because there's absolutely no place to actually put a Headmaster except for in here. And when you put the gun on the side, you can put a Headmaster in that. I kind of feel like that's unfortunate for a train not to have that, but it's whatever. Anyways, let's go ahead and transform it to its shuttle mode. Now, its shuttle mode is pretty easy to transform from here. The first thing you're going to do is take these and move them up, and move this to the side, like so. Take the leg section and move them down, and fold these sections up, and then take the train front and rotate that around to where you get the smooth section, like so. And you're going to recognize this as the arc in some ways, I guess, or something. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Anyways, okay, tap this into place, like so. Bring down the arms, and then bring down this section. Bring down the wings, and make sure they go into place. And there you have Sentinel Prime in his shuttle mode. Now, what I really like about the shuttle mode is that it kind of, well, it doesn't lack in the orange. It brings out the red even more. Oh, yeah, and you're also supposed to split these open. But, yeah, it shows off more of that red color scheme. So, that's something that I really do like. Here's him from the bottom. Yes, you can see the upper section right here, but for the rest of it, the kibble's not really there. I mean, yes, these are mainly the leg section, but at least it has giant panels to cover up most of it, so that's pretty good. You got the little holes on the side. You also get landing gear. You can flip this down and flip these down like so. If you want to, you can also launch out that. Not sure if you want to, but there is that. Anyways, you can put the Headmaster in the same section that you had earlier. So you got that. You didn't even have to remove the Headmaster if you guys wanted. And these little guns will plug onto the sides here. You can also plug them back here. And you can try to plug them in the back here. I can't really get this gun to plug in. And then all of a sudden I can get that gun to plug in. Okay, thank you for that. Okay, so you got that. Again, you can put a Headmaster right here if you want. I'm going to actually put in the Loudmouth figure like that. So there you go. And you can put this gun on the top there if you want. So, as far as the shell mode is concerned, there's not really much else to talk about, but I do like this more so than I thought I would. I'm not sure, but the front section here just, it didn't impress me. It was too flat for me. But now actually having the figure, it actually looks good. I just wish that some of the paint was applied here. Like some of the silver or maybe even black paint. Hell, this gunmetal paint, and yes, it's actually painted on, is nowhere else in the figure. Why couldn't they just paint it right here? Paint some little bits, some little windows. That would have been cool, but whatever. Anyways, to transform them into the robot mode, it's pretty easy from here. You're going to take off the guns like so. And you're going to, what I like to do is remove this and pull this to the back like so, and bring this up so that I can flip down the panels like so. Do the same thing to the front section, separate the legs, flip up the landing gear like so, and rotate the legs and bring the feet out. Now you can bring out the train sections, but it's just going to add more complications, so you're going to want to have the shuttle sections forward. And this little notch on the side here will also act as a heel for you. So I know that's not much of a heel, but at least it's a heel. So there's that. Next, what you're going to do is flip out the hands, and they actually lock into place, which is very good, like so. And bring this section down. You want to fold these in like so. And there you pretty much have Sentinel Prime in his robot mode. Now, what you can do is bring these out. But with Astro Train, I'm going to leave it like this, if I do get that, and I'm going to leave these up like that for Sentinel Prime. just because it looks too much like Astro Train if I leave them out. And here is Sentinel Prime in his robot mode, but as you can see, he's missing a head. Now, before I actually apply the head on this guy, I'm going to take the gun section and attach Infinitus to the gun section, like so, and attach this like so that I can show you guys how he looks like inside the gun. And I actually do like that. You can also bring this out and plug this in. This is Loudmouth. And apply the Headmaster like so if you want. I'm not going to launch out the little pillar things, but you can do a lot of stuff with these just with a Titan Master and a Voyager class or Deluxe or whatever type character. So that's pretty cool. I do like the playability of the whole line. Anyways, I'm going to separate the guns, plug this onto here, and plug this gun onto here. Take the Headmaster, transform it, and I like to plug it on the top here, and then launch out the pillars like so. I also forgot to mention that the legs on this guy is really wobbly for some reason, but it's not so wobbly that he falls around too often, but that's something to watch out for. Apparently that's a common thing. What's also a common thing is the legs are very loose. You get a little bit too much wiggle for my taste going in and out for these. So that kind of sucks. But somehow this still separates, which is weird. And then if you take a look at the legs, watch this. Yeah, that's not good. I don't like that. Apparently the Astro Train is much worse than that. But nonetheless, I do like this figure. I don't regret having it. Thank you to Ultra Maximus on YouTube. If you guys want to check out his channel, I will link you down in the description below. But I'm sorry you can't really see him in the background. Should have chose a different background, but whatever. There you go. There's a look for him. Anyways, I like the yellow bits too. I think they really add to the color scheme. Like, he feels like he's powered by the sun or something. Which brings me back to Superman, I believe it's 4. So I don't want to think of that. Anyways, the guns are pretty cool. You know, they are kind of basic, but, you know, they're alright. You know, I don't mind them. The articulation, you know, it's decent. You get the right amount of articulation for this. For the head, you can only move it side to side very slightly. I mean, you can move the Headmaster much further than that, but that's only with the pillars up. If you leave them down, you can rotate with ease, so that's cool if you guys want that. I just like to launch out the little pillar things. Personal taste, but that's what I do. Anyways, so yeah, and you also get knee and hips and whatnot. You don't get waist articulation, which is unfortunate. And again, you can bring out these wings if you want, but personally, I just don't. It's my personal thing. You can still leave a Headmaster in the back here, so that's pretty cool, I guess, if you want that. And if you want, you can also launch out the landing gear. Why? I don't know why you'd want that, but you can do that. Maybe he has something in common with the Starscream mold, the classic Starscream. So, there's that. Anyways, so yeah, with that said, I actually like Sentinel Prime. I know a lot of people don't because of the bright orange color, but you know what? Sentinel Prime was like a bright orange color in like some of the comics and whatnot. So, I mean, is that surprising? No. I just like the fact that we actually got a Sentinel Prime like this. It's not Dark of the Moon, it's not animated, it's more closer to what some of the Generation 1 comics and whatnot showed. So that's pretty good. Overall, I like this. I like the head mold, I like the design, and I definitely see Astro Train in this, but I don't think it's terrible as a Sentinel Prime. I think it works as a Sentinel Prime. That's just my personal opinion. So with that said, I thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and all those fun dudes, and I'll see you guys next time. Fist bump. Hey guys, what's up? I'm Brian here doing another video for you guys, and this time we are reviewing the Transformers Generations Titans Returns Deluxe Class Walgreens exclusive Brainstorm with his Headmaster or Titan Master Autobot Teslor. Now, this is a Walgreens exclusive sent in by Larry Arts Production. You guys might know him from my Transformers Insane Asylum and anything where I need voice actors. So, there's that. Anyways, big thanks to him. If you guys want to check out his link, it's down in the description below. Now, I have to explain that we don't have Walgreens in Canada. We've seen a couple of Walgreens exclusives here or there, but nothing much. I think the only Walgreens exclusive thing I have in my collection of pretty much anything is a Halo Mega Block, or not Mega Blocks, Halo McFarlane CIO Spartan that was actually found at a dollar store. Funny enough, it still has like this color green to it, so, you know, Walgreens, ha 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 ha, I don't know. But anyways, we're here to take a look at it, and I'm very thankful that now I have it. Thank you, Larry. Anyways, here he is in his alt mode, and I understand where people are coming from, where they don't like this alt mode. But yeah, I see Brainstorm in this. I really do see a car in this too, like a futuristic car. But I also see Brainstorm in it. You know, he had the same front section here, and even had this thin shape right around here. It's just that it would have been off to around here is where the gray would have started or something. But still, it's not bad. I do like the wings. They are definitely different than the Generation 1 version, to where they have the slant down. I believe that's more based on the IDW version. I don't know, the image that I saw, I don't actually own the Generation 1 version, but the image that I saw had wings that just went straight down like this. And I like this more. Now, it does have a canopy, which you can open up, and that would reveal, let me get more light onto this, that would reveal the little Teslor, and he does not actually plug into place, so he kind of wiggles around inside there, but you can close that up. And there is the little Titan Master Teslor, named after the guy that invented, I don't know, electronic kites or something. But anyways, here he is. He's got an orange face, gray body, and then he's also got this kind of cyan color arms, legs, and head. I will say, unfortunately, there is a stress mark in the leg. I don't know if you can see that. I don't think that's coming off on camera too well, but it is very deep, and it's got me a little bit worried, but there are tight joints in the legs, which I'm actually kind of surprised by, because a lot of my other Titan Master figures, they have loose joints in the legs, and this one's actually pretty good. There's the head. It's got some orange paint and actually has some blue in the eyes. There is no blue on this figure whatsoever except for the eyes, so they made the color blue for this specifically for the eyes, which I think is very nice. I will say, I think there's something wrong with the plastic here with the pegs, because there's a bit of that, you can see like a ring of plastic sticking out. And so he doesn't stand up too straight. I mean, I can get him to stand, but he also wobbles a little, so there's that. I'm going to put him to the side. I do like the guns on the front here. I think that's pretty cool. He's also got his smaller gun, which comes from the Chrome Dome and Blur figure, which, by the way, he is actually a remold of Blur, so anyone with the Blur figure, you're not really missing out on much as far as the mold. But the gun's okay, it's kind of basic, but I do like the fact that he includes this weapon as well. And then this whole entire front section is also a weapon too. Now, one thing to note, you don't want to push down too far on this, because it will collapse in on itself and give it a weird shape to it, and the Headmaster wouldn't really fit inside there. Well, the Headmaster would block that off, of course, if you have that in, but that's mostly due to transformation. You want to lift it up to about there. Just pushing the front section of the jet will line it up just fine, but just make a note of that. And also, he's got Autobot logos on the side there. You can also adjust the wings, but I don't see the point in that. They don't really look good. I mean, that looks alright, but for Brainstorm, it should be out like that. And also, he should have two fins sticking out, but considering what he's a remold of, I do understand exactly what they're doing here. So, I have no issue with that. Let's zoom out of the camera zoomy thing, and let's go ahead and go through the transformation. Now, to transform this guy, what you're going to start to do is take the arms and pop them out from the sides here. And they'll pop in just fine. I should leave that canopy up for the time being. Just leave them up to about there, and then pop out the back section, what will become the backpack, unless you want to take that off. I'll just leave that on for right now. Again, the gun does plug underneath here. You can leave the gun in that if you want for storage, but I'm just going to leave that off. And then before we take that all the way down, we want to take the legs and we want to open up the bottom section right here. Next, what you want to do is swing this around to the joint just below the knee and separate the legs. Take the fin on this side, collapse it like so, and swing down these sections of the legs. Next, what you want to do is flip out the feet, which are very tight, which I really do like. And it's got the same kind of paint thing going on as Scourge, to where it looks like that should be a sticker. It's not a sticker, and I really do like that. Take the top section and rotate the arms like so. Take the backpack, flip that all the way down. You want to be careful because it's on a double joint and you can see how everything just goes flush on the back here. So what you want to do is when you have this down, you want to rotate it from this lower part first and then the upper section right here. So, I mean, just as long as you get it in this fashion. So there's that. Bring out the canopy, flip the seat up, and flip that down. That will fill in the section. Flip up the arms completely, and take the pieces that are around the hands, and you're going to give them a little bit of a push, and then bring them down like so, because they are pegged onto the hands. And there you go, there is Brainstorm in his robot mode, and he looks fantastic. I will say this, he kind of reminds me of some of the third-party figures. I don't know if it's just the yellow canopy, maybe I'm just used to seeing a lot of the third-party Brainstorms, but he just reminds me of the third-party Brainstorms, which I really like. Now you can leave this back section right here, or you can attach it as a weapon. Now there's a couple of things you can do with the weapon section. I will bring this out like that. And you can see this gray little tab piece. You fling that out, like so. And then you can attach the gun. And now it's a gunner's section that you can kind of place down. That's supposed to be like a little landing strut or something. But it doesn't really want to stand in place. What you should do, if that happens, is bring this down like that. Because now you're using this rectangle, this flat section right here. And you're putting that on the ground, and you just gotta get it right to where it's not gonna fall forward, but it is possible to stand. I'm not really doing a good job, but you can do that, and then you can also tab the headmaster inside there, which is pretty cool, and using the pegs on the side, you can attach that to the hands, so you can get something like that. That's pretty cool. You know, I imagine some people are not going to do this, and I'm sure that nobody's going to display the figure like that, but it's a pretty cool option, you know? You get a little bit of play value, especially for the kids. I really do like that. So, it's just one thing. It doesn't destroy anything, so I'm fine with that. Plus, also, a good thing is that when you swing down this tab, that actually pops out the headmaster, because the tab that sticks onto inside here is filled in by that gray tab, so that's pretty good. Anyways, what I like to do is I like to plug in the gun like so, and sometimes I leave this on the back, but I'm just going to leave it on the side of the arm. It also has the peg, so you can attach it like that, you can attach it like this. There's multiple different ways you can do that. But it's best if you bend the elbow once you have it like this, so that nothing is clashing with the wings. And then last but not least, you swing the legs forward or down or whatever. You collapse the figure is what I mean. And then you connect that onto the top there. And there is your full-on Brainstorm with the Tesla figure. And that looks very nice. There's something so good and complete about this figure. He really looks like Brainstorm. I understand if people want the San Diego Comic-Con version more, but I gotta say, I'm happy with this. There is a few things that I don't really understand and I have to question about this figure, and it mainly has to do with parts that are painted. Because you see this section right here. That's actually molded gray plastic, but it's painted over in this complete teal, green, cyan color. I don't get that. Why is it like that? First off, it's painted poorly because you got like some bits of it everywhere in the gray pegs, and then it just needs like another coat of that. Which, by the way, I guess on a lot of this figure it had like an extra coat of paint because a lot of these joints were pretty tight. Like I couldn't move some of these joints for whatever reason, and I think it's because the paint was so thick that you just couldn't really do much with it. It's fine now, but I just want to keep that in mind. Yeah, I don't understand. I mean, his torso is molded in that color. Why does this need to be painted in that? Also, his waist is the same thing. It's molded in, I believe it's the light gray. Yeah, it's the light gray plastic, and then it's completely painted over. But the whole thing is in that color. So why? Why does it need to do that? There's no point to it. I really don't understand it. Just seems like it's a little too costly for that. Like, it doesn't need it, because it just raises the price on it, and it's unnecessary. I will say, I like the guns on the side there. I know some people would have preferred that these would be removed and as handheld weapons, but I don't mind. I think it's just fine. I love the head. I think it looks very good. The legs look fantastic. I mean, they're mostly in that gray color, which isn't bad. You know, it feels like a Generation 1 figure that's been updated, which is what Generation should be. And I like this. Now, the wings can move. I usually just click them back, like that. Just to give them a nice aesthetic all around. I think that looks good. I know some people like to leave this back all the way, but I don't know, it's just, for me, that doesn't really work for Brainstorm. I kind of like him having the wings off to the side. That's just my personal opinion. And as far as the comparison is concerned, you have Hardhead right here. I do not have the Chrome Dome or the Highbrow figure, but I do have these two. And I really want that Chrome Dome and Highbrow. And if you guys are curious, I will swap the heads for you guys, because the heads actually look pretty good when you swap them. Not so much for Hardhead, but that doesn't look bad. I like that. And then as far as Brainstorm with Feroz, I actually really like that. Or Feroz, or whatever you want to call him. Feroz. Doesn't matter. Anyways, but I really like the look of that. I think that's pretty good. Of course, I'll leave them on their appropriate figure, but I don't know. I think that was pretty cool. Maybe it's because they don't share the same green color, but at least it's not like a totally orange head like the Infinitus on the Sentinel Prime. So, there's that. But I really do like these two. I think they're pretty good, and I definitely want the Chrome Dome and Highbrow. Highbrow I didn't want as much as Chrome Dome, but I just want both of them now. It doesn't matter which one, I just want both. Doesn't matter which one's first, I just want both of them so that I can have the set. Now, my biggest complaint for the whole toy is the fact that it's a Walgreens exclusive. There's a video that I made complaining about the fact that it's a Walgreens exclusive. And I think they did this because they had like 3 Decepticon monster bots, or whatever you want to call it. They're not monster... Are they monster bots? I don't know. I don't usually keep track of that time frame from Generation 1. But you had Skullcruncher, Weirdwolf, and Mindwipe. And I guess they wanted to release 3 of the Autobot brothers so that they can go against those 3 Decepticons. Or maybe it's because in the wave of 4, like Wave 1 and Wave 2, they have 2 Autobots and 2 Decepticons, because now you have that swappable ability with the Decepticon heads and the Autobot heads, or something like that. That's how they wanted to introduce the lineup. So they gave Brainstorm like an extra release for the Walgreens exclusive. However, I feel like this should have been like a Toys R Us exclusive, because Toys R Us, you know, that's more local, I guess. That's more national than Walgreens. Like, we don't have Walgreens out here in Canada, like I explained. You can see more of my ranting on that. I won't like totally go into it, but I really do think that was a bad choice for them. I do get the sponsorship or advertisement or whatever the deal between those two things, Hasbro and Walgreens, but I just think personally it was a bad idea. But honestly, I really do like this toy. If you can get him, I would say go ahead and get him. However, I will also explain that $40 to $60, you shouldn't pay for that for this guy. Because America is pretty much paying like the same retail price that they would for any Walgreens figure, and they usually ship them in like a box of 5. Now, I totally understand, you know, scalping and whatnot, but I think that $40 to $60, I don't care if it's a collector's thing, is completely and utterly unfair. And the toy will even go for more than that. So, I'd say, if someone can help you out with, like they have a Walgreens nearby, and they can help you out, like Larry did for me, which, by the way, thank you so much for that. And they can pick it up for, like, $20 and shipping and whatnot. I say go for that. Because, I mean, $40 to $60, even higher than that, is way too much for this. Don't pay that. Don't pay that at all. Seriously, don't. Especially when the US gets it, like, for every Walgreens, and they get, like, a shipment of 5 or whatever. Like, I understand that it's not the easiest figure to find, but I've seen stories to where, like, people go into Walgreens and they just find, like, 5 or 10 Brainstorms in the store, and it just pisses me off. Anyways, I'm sorry for ranting, but whatever. Anyways, that is pretty much it. I'd highly recommend this figure if you can get it for a good price. And, yeah, again, thank you to Larry Arts Production for sending this out. I really do appreciate it. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and all those fun doodads, and I will see you guys next time. Fist bump. One more thing to add, is it just me? I love the art of the card, but should the brain power be a little bit higher than that? I mean, you got a character called Brainstorm and Tesla, and as soon as you look at that, you're like, why?